Alright, so this is what comes with your Teeny Tavern. You've got the model itself, you've got a spacer for behind the model, we'll look at that in a second, and you've got a Comet quick connect bulb and a 12-inch extension. So the model itself is all one piece, Tiny's attached. I wouldn't try to pull them off of there. It does have this magnetic front cover to access the mounting holes. So this thing slots right onto the bracket that the original sign goes onto. It's pretty thick and reinforced, and shouldn't have any problems with that. There's very little play when that's installed. So on the back, it's got a PCB. This is where the stern connector goes. Just take it off your sign and stick it in there. The top header here is for that. And you can, if you want to power that with some other 5-volt source, you can do that. The polarity on this guy is, you could go either way and it'll work. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to, first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this guy. So we'll just come right over here. So you want to locate the VUC here. Okay. This GI bulb right here is a white GI bulb, at least on my game. So undo that with your 1/4-inch hex socket and replace the bulb with the quick connect bulb. And I've got the connector coming out here, and I've got this extension in. It's coming around, and this is where the sign is going in there. And so you're just gonna route it up this hole, and you want it to come up the same place as the sign. We will take a look at that in just a second. All right, so we're back topside. We've got our play field down. We are going to remove the stock sign. So you've got 2 screws here at the bottom. Those are the only 2 we need to remove. Set those aside. We're going to use them in just a second. Okay, so fold this down and disconnect the cable. Okay, and set this aside. Now, your cable was probably coming up right here where this spinner opto is. So move it from right here to this side of the plastic. You can either feed it through or you can remove that screw and hop it over. And you'll notice I've got the GI cable that we just fed up through the playfield coming through this same hole right here. Okay, so you want these 2 cables coming right up next to this plastic. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take this little spacer that I gave you, and you're gonna peel off this VHB. I've already scored mine right here, just so I'm not fumbling with it. That's kind of the easiest way to get this off, is just score the middle and peel off both sides. Doesn't matter which side you put it on, but you want to have it kind of sitting right on top of these 2 posts and just push it there. The purpose of this is to make sure the sharp metal edge isn't resting against your PCB, scraping and causing a short, okay? So this is just a little foam to protect the PCB. And now you're gonna take your Tiny, and he's got a slot right here that goes right on this bracket. First, you're gonna connect the power cables, like that one, and then connect that one. Okay, and then you're gonna slide him into his slot. Okay, and if you look back here, you'll see that this is resting comfortably against that spacer. Okay, So line up the screw holes. You've got a little wiggle room there, so just make sure it's right in the middle and retighten these screws. Just, you don't need to get them too tight. Don't break the resin, just get it snug. All right. All right, just like that. So he should be nice and secure. And then take your little front cover and snap it on. Okay, and that's it. We can give the machine power again. Make sure it works. This machine's looking for balls. I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the menu. So now the GI is on, you can make sure the window's on, the fire's on. And if we go back to attract mode, there we go. There we go. All right, one last little thing. I'm gonna come back here. I've been using a zip tie. Well, I didn't show it earlier, but I'll throw in a zip tie. Just tie this GI cable to the stern cable there, just to be nice and tidy. You can't see it even if it's, let's do it like that. You're not gonna see it, but just to be tidy, go ahead and zip tie that down. And that's it. Thanks, guys.